Hello everyone, welcome back to biology class. In previous lecture, we have studied about composition of blood. Today, we will discuss about the pumping organ, heart and the blood vessels. Now let us see how is the structure of the human heart. Human heart, it is present in thoracic cavity. It is lying between the lungs, just behind the sternum bone, that is the chest bone. It is conical in shape and hollow muscular organ. The size of the heart, roughly, it is one's fist. The weight of the heart, it is 300 gram in male, while in female it is 250 gram. Heart pump the blood throughout the body and supply the oxygen and nutrient to each and every organ and collect the carbon dioxide and other waste from the tissue. Heart is conical in shape. Its base is broader while its apex it is a narrower. The apex it is a little tilt towards the left side. Around the heart, a protective covering present, it is called pericardium. It helps to fix the heart in a position in thoracic cavity. It provides the space for the attachment of ligaments which bind the heart at the center of sternum bone. As it is present around the heart in thoracic cavity, it restricts the movement of contraction and the relaxation of heart. Pericardium is made up of two layers, fibrous layer and the serous layer. Fibrous layer it is outer layer and the serous layer it is just inner to fibrous layer. Fibrous layer again it is made up of two different layers, parietal layer and the visceral layer. Parietal and the visceral layer they are separated by a space called pericardial cavity. Pericardial cavity it is filled by a fluid called pericardial fluid. Pericardial fluid it is secreted by serous layers. Pericardial fluid has importance. It lubricates the heart during the pumping as well as during the movement of lungs and the diaphragm. The wall of heart is made up of three layers, epicardium, myocardium and endocardium. Student, look at the figure. Here we can see the different layers of the pericardium, fibrous pericardium, parietal pericardium and the visceral pericardium, as well as pericardial cavity. The innermost visceral pericardium, it is also called epicardium, which is the outer wall of heart. It is made up of thin, flat, squamous epithelial cells. It is a common wall between the heart wall and the pericardium. The second wall of the heart, it is myocardium. Myo means muscle. This layer, it is made up of muscles, where the cardiac muscles, it forms the thick layer, which is responsible for contraction and the relaxation of the heart. Just inner side of the myocardium, the endocardium layer is present. It is a thin and it is a protective in function, which is the innermost layer of heart wall. Now we'll study about the external structure of the heart. Human heart, it is made up of four chambers. The upper chambers of the heart, it is called atria, while the lower chambers of the heart, it is called ventricles, or they are termed as superior chamber and the inferior chamber. Atria and the ventricles, they get separated by a groove. This groove, it is external and it keeps this atria and the ventricles region separated. This is the groove where coronary sinus is also present. Externally, we can see one more sulcus which is present on ventricular wall. Because of that sulcus or the depression, the ventricles they divide into right and left ventricle. Coronary sinus, it is the region where the coronary vein it opens and it releases the deoxygenated blood. Coronary vein it collects the deoxygenated blood from the wall of heart, particularly from the myocardium region. While coronary artery, these are the blood vessels which carry the oxygenated blood towards the wall of the heart. From ventricle, two trunk arises. One pulmonary trunk and another it is aorta. Pulmonary trunk again it divide and it gives the two branches. One is the right pulmonary artery and the second left pulmonary artery. Aorta also it divides and it gives the three branches. The first branch is ascending aorta, second systemic arch and third descending aorta. Student, now we'll see about the internal structure of the heart. In that first we'll study about the atria. Atria, these are the upper chambers or the superior chambers and these are the receiving chambers. They collect the blood. They are thin walled as compared to the ventricle. Atria chamber it is divided into two halves, right and the left, because of presence of interauricular septum. On interauricular septum we can find one more structure which is a remnant of fossa ovalis. In our body there are two main veins are present. Superior vena cava, this is the vein it collects the deoxygenated blood from upper part of the body. Another, the inferior vena cava, which collect the deoxygenated blood from the lower part of our body. Both these veins they open into right atrium. Between the right atrium and the superior vena cava, there is walls are present. These walls are called Eustachian walls. This wall it prevents the backflow of blood from the atrium to vena cava. Not only that, the coronary sinus is also it receives the deoxygenated blood from wall of the heart. In the coronary sinus, coronary veins opens and the collected blood finally it enter into the right atrium. So in the right atrium, now deoxygenated blood it is collected from superior vena cava, inferior vena cava and coronary sinus. Student, look at the figure. The yellow color structure, these are pulmonary veins. There are two pulmonary veins, right pulmonary vein and left pulmonary vein. Right pulmonary vein, it collects the blood from the right lung, while left pulmonary vein, it collects the blood from left lung. These are the veins in which oxygenated blood is present. These are the exceptions. Between the auricle and the ventricle, the opening present, it is called as auriculoventricular aperture. This aperture where the walls are present. This wall, it maintains the unidirectional flow. That means once the blood it enter from the auricle to ventricle, it does not go back from ventricle to auricles again. The right auricle and the right ventricle in which tricuspid valve is present, while between the left auricle and the left ventricle, the valve which is present, it is called as bicuspid valve or the mitral valve. Here cuspid indicates the cup-shaped structure. In tricuspid valve, three cup-shaped structures are present, and that's why it is called tricuspid valve. While in the bicuspid valve, only two cup-like structures are present, and that's why this valve it is named as bicuspid valve. Ventricles, these are the lower chambers of the heart. These are the pumping chambers. They have thick wall. These ventricles, they are divided into right half and the left half because of interventricular septum. The left ventricle has more thick wall than the right ventricle, as the left ventricle it holds the oxygenated blood which has more pressure. Inner side of the ventricle has columnae corneae. The columnae corneae, these are the fold-like structure which divide the lumen of ventricle into the small pocket-like structures. The another structure which is found in the ventricle, it is a chordae tendineae. Chordae tendineae, it is a tendon structure or it is a cord-like structure. This cord, it binds the papillary muscles to the valves. That is the tricuspid valve and the bicuspid valve, it get bind with the wall of the heart. It is because of chordae tendineae. From ventricle, two trunk arises. From the right ventricle, pulmonary trunk arises, while the left ventricle, it gives aorta. Between the right ventricle and the pulmonary trunk, a valve which is present, it is called semilunar valve. Same way, between the left ventricle and the aorta also, the valve is present, it is semilunar valve. Semilunar valve in which the three half moon shaped structure it is present, and that's why this valve it is termed as semilunar valve. As you know, the wall of the heart it is made up of muscles. These are the cardiac muscles. They show the rhythmic contraction and the relaxation. Because of the contraction, the phase it is formed it is called systole, and the relaxation phase it is called diastole. The single systole and the single diastole, it is one heartbeat. Normally, the human being heart it beats 70 to 72 times per minute. This is the heart rate. If we calculate the stroke volume it is 70 ml, which is the output which is coming from ventricle. During the ventricular contraction, the ventricle it pumps the blood. So in every heartbeat, 70 ml of blood it comes from the ventricle. To calculate here the cardiac output, we have to consider the stroke volume and the heart rate. The heart rate is 72 and the stroke volume is 70 ml. So approximately we are getting the figure of 5 liter of blood. So in a minute, heart it pumps 5 liter of blood. Contraction phase and the relaxation phase of the heart it is maintained by conducting system of the heart. The human heart it is a myogenic. Here the muscles are responsible to control this activity. That's why it is called myogenic. The wall of the heart is having some special musculature structure is present. This structure it is called as a nodal tissue, which includes sino-auricular node, atrioventricular node, bundle of His, and Purkinje fibers. In conducting system of heart, first we'll study about sino-auricular node or the SA node. It is present in the right atrium. It acts as a pacemaker. It has a power of regeneration of the wave of contraction. it passes this wave of contraction to left auricle also. So at a time, both the auricles, it comes into the contraction phase or in the phase of systole. This wave of contraction further, it passed to atrioventricular node. The wave of contraction from the sino-auricular node, it reached to the atrioventricular node. This node is also called AV node. This node, it is located at the base of interauricular septum. This node get excited and it passes the contraction wave towards the ventricle through bundle of His. Bundle of His has the two branches, left and the right. Both the branches, it gives the rebranching structure. It is called as Purkinje fibers. Purkinje fibers, it form the network inside the wall of ventricle. And with the help of that, the wave of contraction, it gets spread in the wall of ventricle, and that's why simultaneously both the ventricles, that is right and left ventricle, they come into the phase of a contraction, that is a ventricular systole. In working of the heart, it shows the two phases, systole and diastole. The systole, it is a phase of contraction, and the diastole, it is a phase of relaxation. During the contraction phase of auricle get filled with the blood. The pressure is created on the wall of the auricle, and that's why the sino-auricular node, it get excited and it start the wave of contraction. It gets spread on the wall of auricle, on both the auricles, and that's why both the auricles simultaneously, it comes in the phase of contraction. Because of the contraction, the tricuspid valve and the bicuspid valve, it get open, and the blood from the right auricle as well as the left auricle, it enters into the respective ventricular chambers. For the contraction of the auricle, 0.1 second it is required. During the ventricular contraction, the wall of ventricle, it under the contraction phase. Right auricle, it pump the deoxygenated blood into the pulmonary trunk, and the left auricle, it pump the oxygenated blood into the aorta. The cuspid valves, they get closed, and it prevents the backflow of blood from the ventricle to auricle. To complete the ventricular systole, the time required is 0.3 seconds. After ventricular contraction, ventricle, it enters into the diastole phase, and it lasts for 0.5 seconds. During the ventricular diastole or the relaxation, semilunar walls, they get closed, and it prevents the backflow of blood from the pulmonary trunk and aorta into the ventricle. After the ventricular diastole, the relaxation of both the chambers, it is seen. This phase, it is called as the diastole, or it is called joint complete diastole. During this phase, both the auricle and the ventricle, they are present in the relaxation phase or in the diastole phase, and that's why it is called joint systole, and it lasts for 0.4 second. During that time, the right auricle, it collect the deoxygenated blood, and the left auricle, it collect the oxygenated blood from the lungs. The stroke volume, it is the volume of the blood which is released into the aorta after every heartbeat. It is the stroke volume, and it is about 70 ml. Human heart is a myogenic. It is under the control of muscles, but along with that, the neural and the chemical control is also controlling the activity of the heart. The autonomous nervous system, it includes the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system, it increases the heartbeat, while the parasympathetic nervous system, it reduces the heartbeat. Autonomous nervous system, their controlling centers, it is present in the medulla of the brain. So these centers are called medullary cardiovascular centers. In chemical control, chemical change in the blood like acidosis, alkalosis, it decreases the heart rate. While the epinephrine, norepinephrine, these are the hormone, it increases the heartbeat. The ions like calcium, potassium and the sodium, when it is increased in the blood, it causes to reduce the heart activity. Now we'll study about blood vessels. There are three types of the blood vessels: arteries, veins and capillaries. Oxygenated blood flow away from the heart through arteries, while the veins it carry the deoxygenated blood towards the heart. Artery, these are the blood vessel which carry the oxygenated blood towards the body. The wall of the artery, it shows three layers. Tunica externa, which is the outermost layer, it is also called tunica adventitia. It is the thick and the tough layer and is made up of collagen fibers. It provides the protection to the wall. The second layer, it is the tunica media, it is a middle layer and it is muscular as well as the elastic. The smooth muscle fiber, it forms the thick structure in the tunica media. Tunica interna, it is innermost layer or it is also called tunica intima. It is a single layered structure which is made up of epithelial cells. In case of artery, the walls are absent as the blood flow it is a rapid and with the high blood pressure. The walls are absent, and to maintain the pressure, the tunica media it is a thick. Veins are the blood vessels which carry the deoxygenated blood towards the heart. Like artery, the wall of the vein is also made up of three different layers, that is tunica externa, tunica media and tunica interna. Here the tunica media layer it is a thin, the muscle layer it is a thin, and that's why here the lumen of the vein it is a broad. In the vein the blood pressure it is a low, and that's why there is a need of the valves to reach the blood towards the heart. Portal veins, these are the veins that are different from the normal veins. Portal vein it start as a capillaries. These veins they also show the three layers in their wall, that is the tunica externa, tunica media and tunica interna. Here also tunica media it is a thin, as in the portal vein also the blood pressure it is a low and there is a need of the valves to reach the blood up to the heart. Portal veins, these are the veins that are different from the normal veins. Portal vein it start as a capillaries. These veins they also show the three layers in their wall, that is the tunica externa, tunica media and tunica interna. Here also tunica media it is a thin, as in the portal vein also the blood pressure it is a low and there is a need of the valves to reach the blood up to the heart. During ventricular contraction, the blood it is released from the ventricle into the artery with a great pressure, and the series of the waves it is created in the artery, those waves are called as a pulse. They are equal to the heartbeat. They are strongest in the arteries, those are close to the heart. We feel this pulse in the superficial artery. In the wrist region, radial artery is present, and in the neck region, carotid artery is present. If we keep our fingers on this artery, we can feel the pulse. The pulse rate it is equal to the heartbeat. Normally, the heartbeat is 70 to 72 per minute. But in abnormality, this count it is increased. During the tachycardia condition, the heart rate it is above 100 beats and it is constant. In bradycardia, the heart rate it is below 60. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for further updates.